Howdy, I'm Luna, and today we're going to be touring my studio. First of all, you might be asking yourself, if this is a studio tour, like an art studio tour, why do I have EverQuest up? Well, because EverQuest, EverQuest II is my studio. This is where I keep my art supplies for my craft, which is designing and decorating buildings and rooms on EverQuest II, a art form I know I share with many of y'all, so maybe you might find this interesting just to see how my brain works. Maybe there'd be some ideas that you could take to use for your own craft, for your own art form. Or maybe you just like to see things that are really organized and it makes your brain happy when things are all lined up and whatnot. So I thought I'd just make this video to do that. Couple other things. Within this video, I will be showing you my storage dungeons where I keep all my stuff, and they're displayed in really nice ways that make my brain happy. And maybe they'll make your brain happy too, and it might be something that you find useful. And so this video kind of encompasses a few different things, maybe it'd be helpful, satisfying, fun. I'm not really sure, but we could just go at it together. I'm currently standing in my current build. I am making a hotel of all the planets in our solar system, and so every room is modeled after a different planet. I'm currently standing in Mercury's bathroom. So as you can see, I'm in the Charval house. I'm not going to show you the house, all of it. If you stay tuned till the end, I do plan on giving some sneak peeks if you'd like to see that. Nothing too major. I don't want to give away too many spoilers. I just kind of wanted to talk about myself and let y'all get to know me a little bit. First, I'd like to introduce you to Lunarosa. She is my main character. She is the only character that I have leveled up like by hand. Like I didn't use any tokens or things like that to level her up quickly. I have gone through and done, every timeline and things like that and to get her level up. I'm currently at level 120, as that is the highest level I can get to with the X packs that I have. The last expansion that I have purchased is Reign of Shadows. So I'm able to access the Moon of Lucklin, but anything after that, I am not able to use. But anyhow, so this is Luna. Luna is a fae. She is quite tiny, and there is a reason for that. I prefer to decorate small. I could get into small spaces. I could see into small corners. I could see more easily into like the back of this toilet, things like that. If I were to move, I'm not going to move right now, things like that. And so I like to keep her small. So a little bit about my interface here. I currently have chat blank, just in case anything not okay pops up on it, because I always have general chat going. I know that's like kind of crazy to some people, and I don't really read it, but I do feel like I like having general there for a few different reasons. One, it lets me know if there's any guide quests I can keep up with that I want to go with. If anybody in general needing decorating help, I can help. Then they might not know about the home show chat, so I can go and help them there. And also because I just kind of it helps me feel like there's people here and I'm not alone. And I'm very antisocial, and I don't like to talk always on home show chat or chat and things like that. But I like knowing that there's people there, and home show chat sometimes is a little dead, and general usually always has somebody chatting. So I like to keep that up, but because for this video I'm keeping it blank just to be safe, because you never know what's going to pop over general. Down here I have my hot bars, of course. I'm not a very good ranger. I am one of those types of people that when I do go out in an adventure, which is almost always for house items or to complete a timeline to get Luna's level up, I just mash buttons. I I just start from this end and work my way all the way over to this end and I just keep going back and forth until I have no idea what any of these buttons do. I just know that they eventually kill the thing. I hate enemies that require puzzles and things to figure out because I just want to get them killed. I hate that part of the game. I do not like to adventure. I just want to go back to decorating. And so it's one of those things that I just do because I have to. But I did want to show you this little area down here where it's a whole entire hot bar just for house items. And I can go down here and I can click on it and I can have my piece that I need, or pick that up because that's going to drive me nuts, or I could hit the number 5 and have my piece. I tend to there's a few items that I use in every build, not to actually keep there, but as measuring tools because I do not use the layout editor. So because I don't use the layout editor, I don't have that option to be able to just type in how many pixels I want it to be. I have to measure. So I keep my rulers on numbers 1, 2, and 3. I have the tiles, which these tiles are my main thing. I use them for scaffolding. I use them to make sure things are even. I use them for everything. The number 2 is where I keep my railings that I use, again, just to keep, to try to I used it here to make sure these two walls were the same distance, width. Like I would put it up here. Let me turn this on because this is driving me nuts. But use this to get the size, and okay, there's the size, and yeah, they're the same size. So that's kind of what I use those for. I have ones floating up here so I know where the back of the bathroom is supposed to be. And then on number 3, I keep my one divider. I use this to turn things up. So if, for example, if I was going to turn it to be vertical, I would always use the blue, the pitch, because at a certain point it kind of flips and you can see the flip. It's hard to see with this tile. I'm sorry, I picked a very bad tile, but right there it flips, and just approximately where the most vertical you can get without the layout editor is. It's not perfectly vertical. You can do better with the layout editor. But if I wanted to use the red does not have that flip. It flips. It doesn't have that little area that shows you. So I have to put it up against a divider until it is, as vertical as, again, I can make it without the layout editor. So that's just a little bit of some helpful hints if you're not using the layout editor that you might want to know. Before we head off into my dungeons, I think maybe let's talk about decorating as an art form. And I know a lot of people, I don't know, do you think that this is an art form? I believe it is. I believe that this is a form of sculpting, a form of digital sculpting that we are doing. Either you're using a table as a table and a chair as a chair, and you are sculpting a room out of those items, those materials that are provided to you by Everquest II, or you are using the materials, as in, this case, a crate for a toilet, and you are sculpting this toilet out of this crate, or you're sculpting this bathtub out of this crate, or you are sculpting this toilet paper roll out of a coffee cup, and you are creating and this is an art form, and no matter how you do this art, it is still an art form. And I think it's just so wonderful that EverQuest 2 has provided this art form for us. I, in real life, do not have a lot of money. I don't have money to go out and buy a lot of art supplies, and EverQuest 2 was there as basically free art supplies. I'm a free to play player. I don't pay a monthly subscription. Sometimes I will buy um station cash, or I'll buy the X packs, when I have the money, and or I will buy a chrono and maybe sell it so I have some extra platinum. I always sell my chronos for a lot cheaper than what's going on the, I know you probably don't really care about that, but like it bothers me because I know it like hurts the economy on the game. Um, but I don't adventure. I don't raid. I don't have any other way to get platinum to be able to buy the house items that I need. So I use the chronos, I sell those, and then I have my money that I could use for items, because even though I have a substantial amount of stored items, there's always items that I need to purchase. And I almost always purchase my mats because I hate looking for mats. I hate harvesting. I hate crafting. I just want to get the materials so that I can start decorating. So here we are. Okay, so let's move on to outside. Okay, we're outside because I prefer to use dungeons to store my items. One, because you have a 2,000 item count, and that's pretty amazing. 2,000 items plus 2,000 building blocks. So, like 4,000 items technically could fit into a storage dungeon. I like that. I also like being able to just go outside and go right into a dungeon. I know a lot of people like to do it in houses so that they can keep the portal inside the house. You know, whatever works best for you and your brain, that's what you should do. And this is what works for mine. So I like being able to come outside no matter what house I'm working on. I know I could just leave out the front door and I don't have to carry around a portal, and I can get access my dungeon. All right, so here are my dungeons. As you can see, I labeled my personal storage dungeons with Lunarosa. Uh, that way I can keep it clear from the other personal storage dungeons that other people have given me access to. So it's just easier for my brain to, oh, those are mine. So it's easy. I have a couple called my walk-in closet, um, my walk-in weapons crates, and the craftable item showrooms. I will show you those uh, next after I show you my personal dungeons and explain kind of what those are. But my personal dungeons are basically where I store and organize my personal items that I use. And I know everybody has a different way of organizing it. And I've seen, like they organize it by holiday or X-Pack or this or that. The way I organize it is by type, because I never really use items for what they're for. But if I organize them by type, I know their general shape, and I go by shapes and colors, and that's how I decide what I'm going to use in my work. And so if I know I need like a railing or something like that, I'm like, oh, I need a general chair shape. Like, okay, I can go look at my chairs. So that's why I organize them by type. So let's start with my miscellaneous block sets. Okay, so my storage dungeons are almost always this map, this layer of scale. I forget which one it is, but I like the 5 rooms. I've used a couple different ones for other things, but I'll show you those. But my main storage dungeons are these 5, just because it's easy. It's small, but you still have a lot of space to store and organize. Once again, this might not be for everybody, and you might not care what stuff I have, but I've watched a lot of studio tours for other artists, and they always show like all the bits and bobs and that they have at their disposal to use, and I kind of wanted to do that too. So let's go. So this is my miscellaneous building blocks. So this is just kind of where I keep all of the stuff that's not, what is it, City Fest blocks. And it's the blocks instead of, and not, there's stuff that's just tiles that you can only get in tiles. That is not what this is. This is block sets. So I have like my City of Mist stuff and the Sprocket stuff over here. I keep that in here. I don't usually keep a lot of crafted stuff in my storage dungeons, but if it takes rares, or in this case, if it's not tradable, so I can't put it into a dungeon I'll show you later that's not my dungeon, that I could just store these in here, and I always have them on hand. I have, some of these other extra building block things that we've gotten. Over here, I have my burnished metal stuff. I use burnished metal a lot. I really like it. It's one of the only reasons that I buy station cash, and so I do try to keep a little stash of it, just always on hand if I can. These are just things that I bought for a project and didn't end up using. We have the, what is this, dragon? Yeah, Death Toll Dragon stuff over here. I have quite a bit of that. I accidentally overbought a lot of it. But it's a really pretty, it's got a really pretty design on it. We have, what is this? This is more City of Mist. Oh, this is Dalgar stuff. So we have Dalgar all over here. I don't use a lot of the Dalgar stuff, but it just kind of sits here just in case I ever have to use it. My favorite block of the game, and I don't even care that I spent, like, I went on to the broker because I missed the time when you could go buy this stuff. What is those called? The prelude, I think it was. I think it was in a prelude. I bought a little bit in one prelude, and then it came out another prelude, and I didn't get that prelude. So I went on and spent way too much plat on getting my collection up so that I could, uh, have a collection of this. And then, of course, this beautiful stuff that I haven't found use for. What is it called? The turquoise mosaic stuff. It's wonderful. And so yeah, so there's not much in this dungeon. It's just this little room of things. But at first I had all my building blocks in one dungeon, and I actually ran out of room because there's so much. Um, I now have 4 dungeons, and we're gonna go see all of them. So we have this one and 3 others, and so we'll go check that out. All right, so let's head on to the next dungeon. All right, large furniture is where I keep things like tables, chairs, beds, like big furniture items like that. Um, I should have mentioned this before, but my dungeons are not, they're organized. They're very well organized, but it's also art, and like sometimes things are not quite put away where they should be, or like in the case of this table room, I just don't exactly know how to organize it. So some of the things are kind of organized, and some of it is like, does it make sense that that's there? But oh well, it doesn't matter. It's how my brain works, and so you're gonna get to see. I didn't go through and clean up my dungeons before I made this video. You get to see how it is currently right now as I'm working on the project I'm working on. So here we go. So in this first room, we have tables. Da, 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 da. So I have City Fest tables, the pedestal tables over here. As you can see, I'm really running low on the blue marbles. I think I might have those somewhere. I'm using them. I'm not really sure. And then over here, more City Fest stuff with all the display counters. I've just recently got these back up because I used a ton of those and even had to get a bunch from friends to help because I needed so many, and now I've finally got it all back up, and I got my curved counters over here. Let's just go ahead and shrinky dink that. So, whoopsie. Starting from over here, I have New Hallis stuff, but I also added these glacial round tables. I felt that they seemed to fit over here with the New Hallis stuff. I have Kelethin over here with all its various tables and things. Over here I just have kind of oddly shaped tables that I wasn't really quite sure where to put. So yeah, I have these and all of this stuff, and my favorite tables. I love these things. I just love the potted texture on the top. These ones, the rectangles. I haven't really used these ones yet. Yeah, so just different various things I have kept and bought for different projects and or just to store. Have a couple cool tables over here. I love this table. I was so excited. I waited until it went on, like they had a sale. I bought it. I was gonna use it, and in every project I've done since then, I've pulled this table out, going, this is the time. I'm gonna use it this time, and I still have not used it. Partially because I didn't realize when I bought it, but it gives off light. And in the areas that I want to use it in, I don't want that specific light. And so I haven't haven't been able to use it yet. I'm very sad about that. I have other tables over here with items on them, or torture tables and other things. Got the dead body tables over here, that sort of thing. I have pineal tables that I haven't used over here. And this is supposed to be like wooden and Kinos tables. Another thing, this isn't a table, but I always store this kind of stuff with tables. So yeah, all the wood. I love wood textures, and I love using different wood textures in things. So I collect a lot of different wood textures just because I love them so much, and I just know I'm going to use them eventually. And then I don't. Then they just sit here for years. And then of course I have the stone tables, so different textures of stone and various things. Some things like this, these are two separate tables, but they look exactly the same. So this is a mystical Droeg scribing table, which I do believe is this. Yeah, this is the treasured one, no trade. I'm not sure where you get that. And then this is the craftable version, which takes a rare, the pristine Acrylia desk. So if you love this Droeg scribing table and you're like, oh man, I want more of those, there you go. Your Acrylia desk is going to be your friend. But yeah, I like to store things like that together so that I know what I have. So yeah, tables. All right. The next room is beds, uh, bookshelves, more bookshelves over here, and weapon racks. So yeah, so I don't use very many beds, and I don't collect very many beds because I just don't really like beds. But if I happen to get some from questing, or sometimes I'll buy a couple from, if I have some extra coins left over. But I very rarely use this section. This just kind of sits here. I bought this for my current project and just never ended up using it. I actually wanted to use it just for the scene on the front, and just I haven't used it yet. I mean, I might still in my project, but I doubt it. So yeah. And then I have weapon racks over here. Um, Again, I don't really use these for weapon racks. I love the trim on these weapon racks, and use that. I've used that for around door frames and things like that. I love that. I never use things for their intended purpose, or hardly ever. I always I'm looking like, ooh, I like that blue corner, and that line on there is really good. Like that's what yeah. And then over here we have cabinets and bookshelves and shelves themselves, just everything stored. So yeah, different things. Um, More bookshelves again, wood textures. Just love all of that. There's not really any rhyme or reason to not like in the tables where I've separated them by wood and stuff, because there's really just not that many. And then these are the new ones we just got for the prelude. I guess I did grab plenty of these. I said in Kiara's last video that I wish I would have grabbed more, but looks like I did grab plenty, so we're good. All right, next room. Okay, so this is the chair room. It's kind of organized. By type-ish, sort of, but not really. It's just kind of where they seem to fit. So got some like metally kind of chairs over here. I got these cool things that I love the texture of on the bottom, and I'm going to find a use for those eventually. Got some stools and things over here. I bought a ton of these for my current project, and again, the yellow didn't work, or the gold trim. And then I also didn't notice, I thought they were just solid blue, but look, they have gears stitched into them. So if you're looking for something cute, this is on the marketplace. So yeah, I love that, little gears. Got some thrones over here, some kind of oddly shaped chairs, I guess you'd call it, ice and leaves and things. This weird thing I still have not been able to find a use for is over here. We have these wooden benches that I'm definitely going to use for beams somewhere. Uh, got some more I forget where we got these, but probably a prelude event somewhere. I can't remember, but yeah, just some different things. Got some uh chairs with backs and all this shadowed stuff. Um, Here, got some wooden chairs and things. Again, I store anything that takes rares or whatnot. We got some just stone looking ones, I guess. Look at this. I love, this is the same acrylia stuff. I love the swirl pattern on these. And so I bought a ton of them. And then again with just more metally odd looking chairs over here and pretty, I guess. I'm deaf. If I use these, it's only going to be for the sparkles, not for the wood. I love the sparkles so much. That's it for this dungeon. Let's head into the next dungeon. The next dungeon is lights. I hate my light dungeon. I don't like coming in here. It is not well organized. My goal is to come in here, organize things by things that give off light and things that don't give off light. But right now it's just a hot mess. So bear with me as we go through. I got the City Fest fire pits over here. Some other braziers and things. Ugh. See, I hate when you put lots of lights together and it's so bright. I hate light dungeons. I can't see. I got these cool things that I bought a ton of and I want to use, but they're so freaking bright. Um, Things with spikes, I guess. Bones over here. More bones and things. I always put furnaces and things with lights because even though they don't give off light, they are giving off fire. And if you don't want a fire texture, then you don't want any lights. So, yeah. We have what is this, Shazar stuff over here, and the other one that I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce. Some other, what are these, forges and things? I guess these are all forges. Yep, forges over here. Fire pits and other forges. I think the reason there's a gap there is I think I used up whatever was there. We got lights that stand tall over here. Just different collection of things, and then just real looking fire pits, like not like over there where you know what I mean, like campfire stuff. Over here we have frozen lights and rocks, I guess, because I put those there. Over here are these super bright stuff from Anchorage. Not all of this is from Anchorage. This is not, but it's also not that one. This green thing. That's what I was trying to click on. But I don't know why that's there. It's not very bright, but it's there. And then again, that's why I need to organize. In the center here, we have some shorter things. Again, I'm not sure how I organized all this. This all needs to be reorganized. I got some lanterns and things like that over here. I put this in lights because it gives off that. This, it has a beam to it. So if you wanted to use it, but you don't want the beam, well, yeah, too bad. So that's why I put it in lights, to make sure I remembered it has a beam. We got some oddly shaped things over here. I put jack-o'-lanterns in here again because they give off not a light. I don't want to say they give off light because they don't glow, but they have a light beam that comes from it. It doesn't light up the area, but it still looks like a light. So I like to do that. Like, these are not lights, but again, they give off a beam kind of thing. Over here we have candles and things like that. And yeah, so as you can tell, this is the room for floor standing lights. And so if we go into the next room is where I keep wall lights. Don't have very many of those. So yeah, so I have, a few over here again, not really organized, just kind of, whatever. So we have some Kinosian and other things over here. I bought a ton of these. I was sure I was going to use these, but then I decided I wanted something that actually gives off light, and these do not give off light. So that's sad. We got our Christmas lights over here, or Frostbell lights, excuse me. Other oddly shaped sconces, and then these. Again, bought a ton of these blue ones. I had them in my new build. I literally had them up in place, and then I was like, no, I need something that gives off light. They're going to have to go into the dungeon until I find a use for them, but I love them. They are gorgeous. Okay, off we go to the last room. So in here we have chandeliers and other things. I had started organizing them by type. I sectioned off these areas, and then it grew out of hand. So we have the, I don't know, normalish looking chandeliers, I guess, and then all the bulby chandeliers here. Um, Blues, and I don't know, some of these bulby ones need to go over there. Actually, I think I bought these are the same thing. Treasury of Claw and no, those are two different lights. Oh, see, all this needs to come together. Okay. Yeah, this is bad. I think I mentioned in a video recently how there are two versions of this light. One that you build at Anchorage, which is the golden flame chandelier, and then one that the swinging temple lamp that I think you have to get from a raid zone maybe, or like something like that, but they're just harder to get than the Anchorage ones. This is the Kinos Guildhall light that Anchorage has provided us. I love it. I love the sparkles. Absolutely my favorite. And then over here we have these bright lights from, there's also two versions of this light, if you didn't know. One that doesn't really give off light, and then the really bright one from somewhere. I think it's from Anchorage. I don't remember if this is the one. I think this is the one that doesn't give off very much light. So I think I went through and bought a few of those because I really loved them, but I didn't like how bright they were from Anchorage. Got some other weird holiday lights over here. Things that give off light, like these cocoons and other weird gizmos and gadgets, and then of course some hanging lanterns. So yeah, so that's my lights dungeon. Off to the next one. This dungeon is my container store. This is where I keep my crates, my chests, my vases, my bottles. Well, not my bottles. I should specify. Bottles are in somewhere else, which is weird. But my vases, and other things. I also have a special room in this dungeon that I will explain in a second. So let's just go through and look. I should start by the middle. I've been going the wrong way this whole time. Over here I have different like vases and things that are just kind of oddly shaped, or I had that one floating because I was looking at the bottom. That's why I have these dungeons, is so I can like look at the bottom of things and go, ooh, that's something I can use. So yeah, I try to put it back, but again, art, creativity can't always uh put things back where you want them to right away. Over here, I have more normal kind of vases and things. Some open, some closed. I still have to find a use for these. I've seen these. I saw these in Kiara's house recently, and I was like, oh god, I really have to use those. I bought so many of them. They're so beautiful. We have some baskets over here, buckets and things. Um, these are like the really normal looking vases. These are ones like I like to mix and match them together, so like you can like just create a whole new vase. Over here we have water buckets and other things, I guess, have movement and stuff to them. And then so let's go around the outside. So we have barrels over here, just a couple barrels, and we have oddly shaped crates, or like open crates here. So obviously these are beds because they're coffins, but I put them in crates because there is no way I'd ever use them for beds. So we have open crates. I have my display cases over here. I have my jewelry boxes and things over here that I've collected. This is where mentioned in a previous video about the treasure hoards. So I always keep a big stash on hand to, if I'm working on a piece that is in a house that has rent, put 4 of these in there, no rent, done. And then this whole wall is just kind of oddly shaped, different various treasure chests and crates and things. These I always thought were tables, but they are a chest. They are a locked chest, and I love the icy look on the top. Very nice. These make great fish tanks, if you ever needed to know. Just different, interesting things. So yeah, so I have a bunch of these. Again, love the texture on the bottom here, the mossiness of it. I just love it. Got some of these from the last prelude. And then over here we have, I'm not really sure. I think it was just like more standard shaped, but then I added these. So I don't know. Anyways, I just kind of know that this corner is here. Just know where to find those items because I use like these a lot, so yeah. And then over here I have wooden crates and things. Of course, of all the new prelude stuff, wooden crates and chests. Okay, so the other room. It doesn't have anything to do with containers. I just did not know where to put it because it was in my miscellaneous dungeon, which made the most sense, but I was running out of room in my miscellaneous dungeon and they had to go in a dungeon that didn't take up too much room. But basically it is my sphere and circle collection. I love circles. I love spirals. I love spheres. I love round things. I love making round rooms. A lot of my work has round rooms in it instead of just a square or rectangle. Like, that's how my brain works. I like round things. And so I collected a bunch of round stuff and keep it all together just so that I know kind of where it is at all times. So I got sparkles over here. I have these cool round things. I have baubles. Like, just if it's round spheres, I collected so many of these for the prelude event. I'm like, oh my god, these are amazing. It took me forever to get all these mounts. But yeah, I just have other mounts here that I'm never going to use as mounts, but I'm definitely going to use in decorating because they're circles and I love circles. I got all my pearls over here. Various other orbs and glowy things. I have these cool things, my music boxes, which I haven't moved all my music boxes over from miscellaneous, I don't think. I have, what are these? These crystal balls, one of these, more orbs, different, whatevers, because I can hide all that and just have the circle showing if I needed to. And then I bought a ton of these. I was positive I was going to use these in my current build for my Planet Hotel and did not. I tried to use them in the main room, the front room, but they're very hard to work with. I just wanted the orb to show, the little spinny ball, and it's so hard to do that. And I'm so sad. So now I have, again, this is why I had to move them. These were the exact reason why I had to move them out of my miscellaneous dungeon because there's so many of them. It's too many. If anybody on Skyfire needs some of these, just hit me up. Let me know. I have too many. And then over here, I just have, they're not round things, but they're things that kind of fit in this category. So I have them over here. So yeah. So that is my containers, circles, and spheres dungeon. Off to the next one. Speaking of miscellaneous storage, here we are. This is the dungeon where not quite sure where to put things. Like maybe they don't fully take up a whole dungeon, but there's still enough of them to create a pile of something or an area of something, or if it's just like one-off thing that I'm like, I have no idea what the crap to do with this. So that's what this dungeon is, and this is probably the one dungeon I am in the most because there is just so many different things. All right, first room we have statues up here, so different statues and things. Again, I use these, but not always as statues. I'm not too much like this. In my current build, I put this guy in. I had a second one. Put him inside my house that I'm building, and only used him for the sparkles. He's completely hidden. So, or these guys over here, I created rugs with the. Oops. bottoms of their feet. So uh yeah, it's kind of like I don't really use them for what they're for, but it's fine because that's what art is. We all do things differently, and I love that. So yeah, so it's like statues and other things, totems, I don't know, pedestals, just whatever, random misassortment of items that I'm just quite kind of like, well, this is where they fit the best in my brain. Again, I could have probably put this in lights. I think there is one in lights. I probably should move this one over to lights, but I haven't quite gotten it all organized the way it should. And these are years and years and years and years in the making. So sometimes things are like, oh, this makes sense in this dungeon. And then 2 years later, I'll be like, oh, this makes sense in this dungeon. And I'll be like, oh, I forgot that it was in the other dungeon kind of thing. So yeah. Over here, I have these fences and this thing. I don't know. Just, I got some garlands, things over here from different holidays. Just because I really didn't have any other place to put them. Down here, I have this big building because I don't have any other place for it. This garland should be up there, but it's not. Oh well. But I have it with its counterpart. Or maybe those ones should come down here. I don't know. But yeah, this is just kind of like garlands and other things. I got these snowflakes. These snowflakes, which don't give off snow, but I don't know where else to put them. And yeah, so just kind of like stealing things. And then I have more buildings and tents and such over here. Mostly tents and, whatever else. Whatever else I could need them for. This room. This is used to be where I kept my spheres, which as you can tell I still have my, what are these called? Snow globes in here. I don't know. I'm probably not going to move my snow globes out. I don't really use the snow globes for anything. They just kind of sit here. I haven't found my favorite way to use snow globes yet. I do like how when you flip them over, it leaves the little thing, um, the inside. So I do like that, but I haven't found a use for them. I love these from Heroes Festival. These are amazing. They're so beautiful. Look at how they spiral and swirl and their sparkles, and it makes my brain so happy just to sit and stare at them. Over here we have cloth items. So we have pillows. Yay! Lots and lots of pillows. Kiara's dream right here. No, I'm just kidding. With her hippie boho stuff. I love it. I have some curtains that I got from Frostville. And I'm like, eh. Again, I don't really use the curtains. I hate the shape of the curtains. I mean, yes, they're round, but I hate how it's got like an end point, and you have to use them how they're meant. I don't know. I just don't like curtains. I don't really use them for stuff. I got rugs and things over here, and then I have some mounts that I've turned into house items that are cloth, rolled mats, bags, and presents and things just all right here. I have my extra house actors, which at the moment I don't have any regular ones. I just have my 2 burnt ones and my shadow ones and my white ones, my ghostly ones that I have not used yet, but I have them here in case I need them. Over here we have wall stuff, mostly weapons. The clock is here just because, again, I don't know where else to put it. So, but everything else is weapons, different various things. I tried to organize them by like axes and swords and spears and that sort of thing. Staves. We got stand-up things I use for poles. Most of these things, yeah, I would just probably use the stick part for different things. Though I do like the mirror on this. So yeah. And then over here we have armor and tools and just other things like I didn't know where to put them. This cool mount that I want to use the shoe part for something. I'll figure it out. I'm not sure what yet. And then back here is just some more weapons and other just random. Probably should have gone in statues, but it didn't, and here we are. Oh, I was flipping this over. I was like, what is this thing? Oh, I was just flipping it over to see the bottom. Because that's what I do. This room's, I guess it's organized. The next room is even worse, so I apologize. But the miscellaneous storage, it's hard. It's hard to keep it, like, how I want it. I got scrolls and things right here, paper and other various things. Oh, I have a few of those maps. It's a good thing I didn't buy any this time. All right. Good night. All right, and then I have books. All the hundreds and thousands of books that I use in my decorating, because if you did not know this, in your houses you have your item count. You have your building block count, but you also have a separate book account. Now it has to actually say, if you examine it, it has to say book. Because some of them, like these ones here, it says house item, and those do not go. Those count toward your house item count, not your book count. I believe every house, at least every prestige house, has 1,000 book limit. I think that the other houses do too, because I feel like I remember when I did the Lyra's contest house. I think I had 1,000 books limit on that, and that was just a small Keynote's like 4 room or something like that. So I think every house gets 1,000 book count limit count. So yeah, so all my books here. I have so many. I use them so much. Books are like the one thing I use so much of, and not even for books, like for anything else besides books. Um, Down here I have food items. Again, I don't know why food items are in with books, but it fit. So originally, all my store, I had 2 storage dungeons. I had my item storage dungeon and I had my block storage dungeon. And the blocks, as you know, turned into 4 different dungeons, and the items turned into like 12. So maybe not 12, but yeah. So I have food items here. And the food items just kind of keep going over here. I have this thing on the floor down here just because it's big and I don't know where else to put it. So food items all the way down. Let's see, back here I have dishes. So I have cups and jars and bottles. That's why I said the bottles are in a different dungeon. So I have bottles and stuff all together here. Some kegs and things, silverware, bowls, plates, and other things are back here. Pots. Yeah. Over here I have fireworks, keys, coins, billiard balls, just random things I use just to, if I need color or something circular metal. I got a bunch of these brooms that last frost spell, and I've turned them all into house items. This is kind of an area where it's like, I don't really know where to put this stuff. I got feathers, I got spider webs, I have this thing that we got. Um, I got these frost spell trees. I'm like, oh, these weird things. I don't know what to do with this stuff, so it just kind of sits right here. All right, last room. And I lied. This is not the last room. I just thought of it. There's one more room after this, but I don't think there's much in there. Okay, so this room is a hot mess. I don't. Ugh. This used to have the cloth stuff in it right here, so there's a nice big blank space where I can start adding more stuff. Um, Over here I have what are these? Gravestones and things. I have bones here, but I have another storage dungeon with bones in it, so I need to just move this stuff, and I just haven't yet. Um, Mining stuff, I guess. I don't really know what to call this stuff. Forges, but again, it should have gone in lights, but it's not in lights. It's here. I don't know. I have nautical stuff here. I do not like nautical stuff. Um, I don't know. I don't anchors, uh, ship's wheels, netting. Not my cup of tea, but I do absolutely love these shells in the basket. These are one of my favorite items in the game. Both of them, the round one and the rectangle one. I love it. I love these bubbles, and I love these things, these bowls. I don't know what to do with them yet, but I have them. But yeah, and then I have the massive amount of boats we get in this game, and I don't use them. I don't use boats. If anybody needs boats, let me know. I have boats for you that I could give you, please. Good lord. Fish should probably be with the food items, but yeah, whatever. Over here we have some, I guess, farm equipment, but this isn't really farm. whatever. It went with the set, so I have it here. I bought a ton of these because I loved the color. I will find a use for them eventually because that color is amazing. And then I have these goofy things, whatever they are. In the middle here, I have lab equipment. I put these candles here because they're not lit. So I had a hard time deciding where I wanted to put them. Do I want to put them in miscellaneous or in lights? But they're not really lights. They don't give off any sort of glow at all. Incense, and then musical instruments and things over here, and then finally gardening supplies, which honestly, these I will not use for gardening supplies. These are drains for tubs. Let's be real. All right. And then let's see. I think there's some. Oh wait, I forgot this section over here. Oh my goodness. Over here we have just weird things. I guess I don't know things that do things. They launch things. These launch you. Um, and then I have one snowman. You need to go to plushies. Actually, just come with me because I'm about to go to plushies and you can come with me. I bought a bunch of these because the brick is amazing and I'm going to use that brick. I love it so much. I don't really particularly care for the other part, but yeah, more wood. I don't know. Just again, doesn't make a lot of sense. All right, this room is for vehicles. Basically, just they're so big and there's not really a lot of space for them. So yeah, I just threw them in here. All right, so that is it for miscellaneous. On to the next dungeon. Pets and plushies. I have a love-hate relationship with pets and plushies because they're so cute and I don't use them hardly at all. Very rarely do I come into this dungeon. Mostly come in here just to put stuff away and rarely take things out. It is a mess. I don't know how to organize it. But yeah, here we are. So I have my plushies up top here. So I know I can tell the difference between the plushies because as you know, pets fall through the floor. So pets go on the floor. But yeah, so we have, I think what I started out here was lizards over here, lizards and dragons and things. Um, for plushies. Then it morphed into, I'm not really even sure, other regular animals, quote unquote. I don't know. We have some mammals over here. I don't know why the trees are stuck in the middle of the mammals, but yeah, forest, sure, we'll go with that. So yeah, mammals continue all the way over here to where we have some Frostville stuff, some bugs and slugs, and the spiders and other bugs. We have birds over here. Fish start here and other aquatic items. And then that kind of morphs into the hot holy mess that is the golems and humanoid section, I guess. I don't know. Uh, yeah. Plushies are hard to organize because it's like these could fit in birds, but they're also humanoid. I got the Othmere over here, but are they humanoid or mammals? Like what? I don't I don't know. And then in the center here, it kind of because I ran out of room over here, things kind of started moving over here. Yeah, it's just tricky. I don't know. I got my snowman over here. That's why I grabbed Mrs. Snowman. Oh, so I can put her away. Which one are you? So you are large, prefabricated. You're the cheerless. Okay, so wait, so that might be you. Are you cheerless? No. See again. I need to just. They all look the same. We're just gonna put you here, and then we'll figure it out. Future Luna's problem. And then over here, I just have I don't know, random. Like again, this whole dungeon just needs an overhaul. Really. Down here we have pets. Again, also semi-organized. We have I shouldn't have started on this side because this is kind of the I don't know where to put it side. I don't know where it fits, but it's here. It was the humanoids. This was humanoid side. We have my beaster eggs. My favorite beaster egg is the black one. If I use any of them, it'll probably be that one. We have rats over here. I bought a ton of rats for a project. Didn't use all of them. Have my white rat. Looks like we have birds and other flying things over here. Here we have just non-animal. Like, I guess they're just kind of spirals and sparkles. We got our blobs over here. That stupid thing. um, insects and plants over here. Mammals, snakes and reptiles, dragons, fish. I think I must have used something because he's all by himself over here. Or maybe I put him up top thinking he was a plushie and he sunk down to the bottom. That could have happened too. Happens a lot. And over here we have the cubes. This is not it. I also have one more room. Down here, I have mounts that I have turned. I also have these things. What are they called? The skimmers. They move. So I thought, well, they're kind of like plushies. So I just have a collection in here of those. So we have dragons and lizards and things over here, dinosaurs, that sort of thing. And then over here we have horses and Pegasi? I don't know. Mammals, rhinoceroses, um, lions, and different things over here. The one bug that I had there, and we have griffins and phoenixes over here. So yeah, so that is my plushies dungeon. On to the next one. All right, we are on to banners, paintings, rugs, and doors. Basically, if it goes on a wall vertically or on a floor horizontally, this is the place for it. So yeah, I have a lot. um, so let's start with the middle section here. So I have some banners that hang from the ceiling, in the middle, and I have these windows which I use pretty much as soon as I make, but sometimes I have a little stockpile of. I love these windows. They're amazing. And I hate harvesting the rares for these. Hate it. But it's worth it because they're so beautiful. So let's start down here. So we have windows, mostly fall windows. At, I like to stack them up so that I could see how many I have, but now I'm starting to run out of room doing it this way. So I'm probably going to have to reconfigure how I do this. And then we have the banners wall, which I just have just random banners. And it's like I try to keep some with the backs showing. So I remember that what the backs are. Like I think I mentioned in a video recently that this makes great lava. I know we have lava stuff now, but if you want something that doesn't have orange in it, if you're needing just red, this is great. A great option. A lot of them look the same on the back as they do the front, but I try to keep them all here to kind of show. I love this one with the blue. I love the blue background, and I love how this is green on the back of this white tapestry. I mentioned before, one of my favorite items in the game, and I love just the plain brownness of it back there. I love this tapestry, how it shimmers, but I haven't found a use for it yet. Over here we have signs. All the signs that you can have. Well, not all the signs that you can have, but like the signs that I have collected are right here. We have other wall mounted things. And then mirrors, but this picture is not supposed to be over here. It's just here. Again, I have them flipped over so I can see the backs. I have all these new beautiful, love these black wispy mirrors. Yeah, so, and I also put like mirrors like this in here. So I have all the mirrors together, even though this is not a wall mounted mirror. And then over here we have the paintings. Why are they not on a wall? That is because so I can see the back easily, which I don't have my, should have had this on. I don't have my light on. But yeah. So yeah, so I can kind of see, I love using the backs of paintings for things. Like these make great walls. So I have them away from the wall so that I can see the backs. When we go into the helpful dungeons that I've been promising you that we're going to go see, I have the paintings laid out in a similar fashion. So yeah, again, I don't keep a lot of paintings because I don't really use the paintings. I use the frames, and a lot of these frames I can get with crafted items, so I don't want to waste my saved items. Though this painting is my favorite painting in the game. I love it so much. Yes, I will find a place of honor for that. All right, next room. This is the banners that sit on the floor and doors. So we also have, I think these are all doors also. So these are doors. I have a plant section, but I wanted these to stay with doors. Uh, I have a plan for this door for a future project that will probably be, I don't know, 5 years from now when I finally get to it. Banners that sit on the floor. And then all my door collection. Now, again, remember, I know we have a lot of these that are craftable. I don't keep crafted items in my dungeons unless they take rares. These are floor doors, floor mount doors, and then just more doors up here. So I do have a lot of door options. All right, next we have rugs and mounds. So on this side we just have regular rugs that don't do anything. They don't have any special attributes, but they are rugs and they need to be displayed. I stack these up here because I actually use these quite often. And in case you didn't know, these rugs have a really cool pattern on the underside. Each and every one of them does. The orange ones and the purple ones, they all do. They all have that same texture. So if you don't like the tops, the bottoms have something cool. I added these mounds over here because, again, I don't know where else to put them. They go on the floor. They're kind of moundy, kind of ruggy. Tell me if I'm crazy. Can somebody please say in the comments? I know y'all don't really comment on my videos, but that much. But isn't there mounds, these fresh grave mounds that have sparkles? Or am I crazy? I don't know. I thought that was a thing. I thought I had a whole stack here, and then I came in the dungeon the other day to look for them, and I'm like, they don't exist. What the heck? Anyways, so we have this rug over here because of the lightning. It takes up quite a big area, and didn't want to take away from any of the other rugs. And these are rugs that do something. So, different things happen when you step on each of these rugs. So, yeah, there we go. And then over here, we just have some oddly shaped rugs. I think this is a teleporter, actually. And then just, yeah. All right. But this dungeon is not finished yet. One more section. All right, this is for area of effect items. I thought they kind of fit here. They're kind of rug-like. Um, yeah, this was the best dungeon for them. So we have, this isn't shadow. No, oh, no, what is this? Examine. Oh, this is the rift opening gem. So yeah, so those things that we've been getting where it's like you can't change the size. Uh, Even and when you click on it, it doesn't give you the little bubble, the toolbar, whatever. Yeah, it's kind of where these are all going in here. But I also have my shadow in here. I have my fog. There's For those of you who don't know, there are two types of fog. There is the regular fog you get at Knights of the Dead. There's also frosty fog that you get at Frostfell by doing a certain thing. I forget. You'll have to look it up because it's been years since I've done it. I just hoarded a bunch and just haven't used them all up yet. Um, Meteor shower. This thing, it's not really an area of effect. It's just kind of a spiral. The bubbles need to move because the bubbles are taking up. They're like you can't see. But anyways, yeah. This little thing is one of those area effect things, but it's not very big. Same with the rain one, not very big. The bubbles, dear God, I love the bubbles, but I think they're gonna have to move over there, I think. And then we got these little area of effect things, and then in the middle we have rain clouds and rainbows, and these are some mounts I think that I turned, but they still are cloud-like, and yeah, so I figured they fit in here. All right. The next dungeon is my City Fest building block dungeon. We're just going to take a peek in there. I'm not going to take you around and show you because it's City Fest. I'm just going to show you how it kind of generally how it's organized, and then we're going to move on. Okay, City Fest dungeon. As you can see, I have the New Hallis stuff over here. Kellethin is over here. We got white marble, black marble, red marble down here, and blue marble at the back. And it's all just kind of organized similarly to the other dungeon where I have my dividers all together, and then this stuff is all kind of placed together. So that's my City Fest dungeon. On to the next one. Okay, this dungeon is another building block dungeon. So I said my building blocks got split into 4 dungeons. There was the miscellaneous building blocks, the City Fest building blocks. There's going to be miscellaneous tiles, which we haven't got to yet, and then this dungeon, which is the Scorched Sky blocks. This is the only dungeon where I specify by holiday, and that is only because you get so many building blocks from this event. Oh my god. Like, you have to have a whole dungeon just for this. I had these all together with the miscellaneous, and I ran out of item count. I had more than 2,000 building blocks combined. And that was with the City Fest ones by themselves already. It's insane. Anyways, so here we are. Again, with the with the City Fest one, I'm just gonna show you kind of like, it's just so many. There's so many. And it's all organized exactly the same way. We got the whatever these are called. Now it's Their City Obsidian. We got the cracked lava. These cool things, the scales of lava, and I love the color of these. I absolutely adore these. These are probably going to be used extensively in the Venus room. We got obsidian over here. Just so much obsidian. And then what are these? The divider of sun. Like, that's what I meant. I have so much divider of sun. Sun scale. That's what it is. Sun scale. So yeah. So Fast, Furious. There's just so many. So many. If you are needing like building blocks, like a bunch, and you don't really care what their color is, or if you just want something red, Scorched Sky. Good lord. There's so many. Alright, and that brings us to the last of the building block dungeons, which of course is the miscellaneous tiles. And once again, we're just going to go through here quick. I have grasses and leaves over here. I have snow and lava and other things, sky and water and glass. Well, there's not really glass, it's all ice, but you know what I mean. Over here I have my misty tiles, the colorful tiles, of course, organized in rainbow order. Again, metal, just kind of more solid colored, I guess, is what this is for. Even though we don't have very many solid colored, we have some marble over here. I have roof tiles, actual tiles, though I don't know why this is here and not over there with the marble, but again, we have stone, and then we have tiles that do stuff. This should be in mounds. Oh no, this is silver. That's why, because that's okay. And then so you step on these and it does things. So there we go. That is my miscellaneous tiles section. On to one of my favorite dungeons. Okay, I have called this Tinkered Organic and Minerals. This is where I keep tinkered items, plants, shells, and rocks. Also bones. So that's why I said I have a bones section. I need to move it from miscellaneous over to here. We just haven't gotten around to it. So this first room right now is tinkered, but I think I'm going to be switching tinkered and rocks because I just have so many more rocks than tinkered items, and this is one of the biggest rooms, and I don't need this much space for tinkered when I can utilize this space better for rocks. So we have tinkered items that stand still over on this side, and tinkered items that spin over on this side. I don't use a lot of tinkered items. I really, really don't. I don't like tinkered items. I liked those cute little, with the gears, the stools that I showed you in the chairs area. But for the most part, except for these things, which now we can craft, these are just the ones that you couldn't craft and I had saved up, and I love spirals, so here we are. Aside from those, I really don't use too many tinkered items. Down here, we have like machines and computers and things, and over here just other various miscellaneous. Probably should maybe go into computers and things like that, but yeah, just all my tinkered stuff. Then to my favorite room, my rocks and gemstones. Okay, in real life I'm not like a gemstone person. I'm not one of those who likes to collect gemstones or knows a lot about gemstones, but I do like shiny rocks. So, it's one of my things. I just like it. But yeah, so I have just piles of rocks. See what I mean? Like I've run out of room in this room. I need to switch it with the tinkered. A future Luna problem. Probably after I finish the current build that I'm working on, which is probably going to take me another year. Then I'll probably organize all my dungeons again. But until then, my main focus is on my builds. We got just random rocks over here. I have smaller gems and things that I've collected over here. Bowls of gemstones. These are lights. Yes, I get it, but I wanted to keep them with gems. They just made more sense. Other various, even these are crates, but they look like gems, so they're in here. Also, if you're wondering, yes, in dungeons, clear stuff looks really weird. It doesn't look right. It's not like these look a lot better in a house than they do in here. So yeah. Other gemstones and just different things. Again, this is a light, very bright light, in fact, but it fit better in gemstones in my mind. So there we go. Shiny things. I love it. I used to have stones on this side, shells on this side, and then the next room, which is the shell room, I used to have plant overflow until I finally organized the plants better. So here we go. All right, shells. These are not shells, but they seem to fit my brain better in shells. They look like coral to me, and so I have all the corals, and things like that over here. These are perfect toilet seat covers. Don't at me. I'm serious. These are amazing. They're perfect shape, everything, and I love having my toilets covered. And so yeah, I bought a ton of them to use for toilet seat covers. So yeah, more shells and just different things. And this is an area of effect thing, but it is a shell, so it's here. I might move it to the area effect. I might even have one in there. I don't even know. All right, next room is plants. There are so many plants in this game. So we have flowers over here. Flowers not in vases, even though these are technically in vases, but whatever. Yeah, and then we have flowers in vases. This is trees. Obviously. So yes, we got trees. We have dead trees and burnt trees and stumps over here. This is one of the area of effect things, but again, it fit better in plants. We have these guys and some garlands over here. Again, these are in plants because they give off plants. They, hanging plants, ceiling hanging plants over here. Um, Garlands and things, and then also the what are these called? The topiaries, all over here. We got frostspell stuff kind of wedged in there. Some of this isn't totally organized, but mushrooms. I love the mushrooms. I do use mushrooms. That's the one plant I do come in here and get a lot. I love mushrooms so much, and I use them everywhere. And we have so many beautiful mushrooms in this game. We got bushes and fluffy plants over here, I guess you'd call them, and then the whatever is on this side. Like, I don't know what to do with you, so just come over here. Again, area of effect, but fits better in plants. Got the seaweed that we just got, and the new corn, the broken corn stalks that we could buy recently. So yeah, so that's my plants room. Off to the bone room. All right, bones. I got all the bones. See, I even have these. Some of these are miscellaneous. Some of them are here. I have eggs, and more bones. I have wall mounted and ceiling mounted bone things. Even though this is an awning, I put it in bones. We got this new cool rib cage thing. the zombie heads. Yeah, so just kind of body parts. Over here I have, you know, skeletons and mummies, and then just these things that's like, wow, they're bones. It's just bones. I don't know. So yeah, all right. One more of my personal dungeons to go, and then we're on to the helpful dungeons. All right, the last one is platforms and fountains. Again, probably could go in with the rugs and things, but that dungeon was pretty full, and I needed a big room for these, and so yeah, so they just kind of got their own dungeon. Another dungeon I don't use too often, but it's here and I know what's in it. Kind of have a mental note of everything, and I just kind of know where to go to get it. This, I love this item. Look at the brick on the bottom. Look at this, like the stone. I love that so much. But yeah, I mostly use these if I need to cover a big area. Uh, I don't know, or a ceiling. I'll use these. I use platforms a lot on the ceiling to give a little bit of something for the ceiling. You know. Um. Oh, that's where those are. I knew I had a bunch. Okay, sorry. And I also have these fire flame bridge, rainbow bridges. Bridges are in the middle here. And then if we go into next section, we have fountains and waterfalls and other things. Got all these new fountains that we just got from Knights of the Dead. These fountains, yeah. Again, looking at the bottoms of things, yep, that's what I do. All right, there you go. That was a tour of my personal storage dungeons, aka my artist studio. I hope you all enjoyed this little look into my brain and how I work, and just, you know, maybe there you found some tips and tricks that could help you with your own organization, or you just think I'm crazy, and that's okay too. But I just wanted to share with y'all kind of, you know, what I do when I decorate. Now, I have more dungeons, but they are not personal storage dungeons. They are showroom dungeons where I have items on display to craft and things like that if I want to use them. Those are coming out in another video. I was originally going to make this one video, but it ended up 3 hours long, so no, we're not going to do that. So I'm making 2 videos, so come back for part 2 to see my showroom dungeons if you want. Hope to catch you next time. Bye!